Shedeur, he looked pretty good. I mean, he didn't look fantastic, but he looked pretty good for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
He went there and did his thing. Head coach Kevin Stefanski still hasn't committed to Shedeur. So do you think that he showed everything he needed to do to get the starting job? What do you?
Well, he's definitely not going to be their week 1 starter. That is going to be Joe Flacco. I don't even think, by the way, if I were Shedeur, I know he can't say this, I wouldn't even want to be the week 1 starter. Like, I would, the Browns open with the Ravens, and then they play, I'm sorry, the Browns open with the Bengals, so I wouldn't actually hate that because of the Bengals defense. But then they go Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Steelers. Like, those are not defenses I'm interested in playing right off
Flacco gets beat up a bit.
Exactly right. And I understand that the Browns just released their latest depth chart, and Shedeur is still number 4. They did not move him up at all. I don't believe it. I think that Shedeur has now, if we are being fair, it is now Dillon Gabriel who is chasing Shedeur in the quarterback competition instead of vice versa. Like, the old adage, you don't lose your job due to injury, is total BS. Happens in sports all the time. People lose their job because of injury and because the guy who fills in for you shows something he didn't have the opportunity to show before. And so if Flacco is just entrenched at 1, which I think he is, Kenny Pickett was 2 and is 2 on the latest depth chart. He's been hurt the last couple weeks of camp. Doesn't look like he's going to play at all. He didn't play in their first preseason game. Doesn't look like he's going to play in their second. Dillon Gabriel is 3. Gabriel, according to all reports on the ground, has been bad in practice and was injured for the first preseason game. Shedeur's 4. He's practiced well, and I thought made 4 very high-level throws in that game and really only made a couple bad mistakes.
Yeah.
And so I think that is enough to where he should have taken the lead on Gabriel. And the goal for either of these rookies flatly needed to be beat out the other rookie. So when Flacco inevitably gets benched, I'm the guy they go to. Now, maybe they'll go to Pickett, but I think that would be asinine. And so I also think this, DeMonte. I think Gabriel will and should start preseason game number 2. And then, he can, if he plays well,
they
and
just
Shedeur
give both of them a half. Yeah, give both of them a half.
I think that's what they'll do. I could even see him go, DeMonte, quarter.
Okay.
You know, thereabouts. Like, I could see Gabriel playing, then Shedeur, then Gabriel back in, then Shedeur. That way, you know what I mean? You get more time with starting caliber players or, guys that are actually going to make the team or they each get it. But I now think Shedeur is now amongst the rookies in pole position. And I also think that, and this is why, so I thought after the game, him saying something to Tony Grossi was totally fine. And I think people don't recognize how common that is. That guys saying after games in locker rooms or in the tunnel to reporters like, hey, what was up with that? That has happened forever. That used to happen to me. I remember Matt Castle saying to a different media member, we're both standing there, when he realized that media member, you know what? I think it was to Mark Carman, our friend, whose birthday was actually yesterday. I think it was to Carm that he said to him, this is your buddy about me? He's like, yeah. He's like, he sure talks a lot of shit, doesn't he? Like, did not like some of the things I had said about him. That's super common. So I have no problem at all with Shedeur having that moment with Tony Grossi.
At this time, though, like, is that really what you need to be worried about?
So here's the thing on that. I think the smile and the laugh at the end made it okay. And I think that like charisma and charm and a great smile can really carry
look
people.
pretty genuine too.
Yeah. And so like that to me was fine. I thought the walk-in was a misstep. I didn't think it was a grievous error, but I thought, I'm not asking you to be someone you're not, but turn down the volume on literally on the boombox, I guess, and also figuratively. Now, I understand those were his teammates, not his entourage, but still, you're the quarterback, the guy carrying the giant walking stick staff in the boombox. I might have been like, can we not do that? And if you really want to walk in like that, maybe I'll go in, a little bit after you, because it's if the Browns won't elevate him on their real depth chart, then he also wants another team to trade for him.
Yep.
And so I just don't think that helps.
Yep.
But I don't think it's a huge deal. You'd certainly rather him play well and have an awkward pre and post game than be perfect pre and post game and play poorly.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, with that take, you were saying that maybe he should show out for the Rams, or maybe the Rams look at him, because words like a mortal chamber are being thrown around, and it's very serious.
I don't love it.
Do you think that's more of a possibility now? Like, it seems more and more serious.
I think that right now, he's probably he was drafted with a 5th. I think he's worth at least a 4th. You know what I mean? And so, but I think the Browns want to keep him. I think Stefanski might be coming around if he wasn't already there. And I think you had to be impressed by how he handled himself and how he played
100%.
This Sunday. Was it Sunday? Saturday? Whatever, Friday? It was Friday.
It was Thursday or Friday.
All right, DeMonte, let's go to the listener questions.
T asks, where do you think Allen and Lamar rank all time right this moment, just as quarterback talents? I'd say both top 15. Side question, are the smelling salts going to ruin your life?
Smelling salts are not going to ruin my life, but, strong recommend if people haven't tried them yet, especially if you're like maybe trying to kick caffeine or something. Like I haven't read into the potential downsides of huffing ammonia occasionally, but it sure woke me up. Where do Lamar and Allen rank just as quarterback talents? What an interesting question. Top 15 sounds right. Like if I were ranking just raw talent.
Quarterbacks ever?
That's what they're saying. Saying all time. Mahomes, Rodgers are to me the top 2.
Lamar's got to be like top 10 at least. Same thing, but I feel like both those guys, those are electric dudes as far as just talent. Like maybe not winning Super Bowl, that stuff.
No, yeah.
Those are...
Yeah, so I think safely... So raw talent, Mahomes, Rodgers, Favre has to be up there. Manning has to be up there. It's a compliment to Brady that we're not even like saying him with all of his success, because he maximized everything about his physical ability. Marino's got to be up there. I always have had a soft spot for Steve Young. John Elway's up there. And now we can start talking Lamar and Josh. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, in that bottom part of the top 10, firmly in the top 15, I think that's right. All right, let's go to Ethan.
Ethan asks, as a poker expert who understands the principle of the plus EV, I'm curious if you take the same approach into sports gambling, or if you trust your own personal bias over sharp books.
I don't look at sports betting the way I look at poker, just for the record. Like I don't while I do try every year to give out winners and to, make you guys money. I am
a little bit more conservative with poker.
No, I don't know a bit. No, I just look at it like poker. I am trying to make the best decision at every point. Sports, I have a very hard time betting against my takes. You know what I mean? I won't always bet on my takes, but it's why I'll never, even if I'm getting points, bet against the Chiefs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there are just certain things but I also, this is how I would recommend it for other people. Look at sports betting as a recreational endeavor, not like, hey, this is how I'm going to make extra money. Poker's different in that regard for me. All right, let's keep going.
Michael asks, is Jackson better than Prime Vic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love Mike, but yes. Lamar is already a far better passer than Mike ever was. Just, you know what I mean? He just is. And I love Mike, but I think Mike would tell you that. Next.
Indy, Nick, do you think that everyone is just so skewed by fantasy football? Josh and Lamar have been excellent fantasy quarterbacks, so people assume that they are the best.
Yeah, I think that absolutely has something to do with it. I absolutely think that the crazy fantasy numbers impact this 100%.
Noah asks, when is the Futures show going to happen? It's like soon, right? 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we have a show Thursday, then we're off for a week, and then our futures and our gambling show will probably be a 2-part thing Tuesday and Thursday next week to get us ready for football season, right in line with predictions week on First Things First. And Diego says, has snakes enthusiast Kevin Wilds weighed in on DeMonte's reptiles? That's a good First Things First joke, and I appreciate it.